Hello and welcome back to the FM23 beta with Chelsea. Last time we enjoyed a pretty decent start, sitting solidly in the Champions League places. We did get knocked out of the actual Champions League and nearly got sacked for that, but otherwise it was fine. Right? I mean, look at the board's assessment. Nothing says fine like a C. Will this continue in the second half of the season? Will it improve? And even if it does, will it be enough to not get sacked? I mean, I have no idea. I haven't played it yet when I write this bit. Now, it is January, so that means potential transfers. We seem to have got 5 million to spend from somewhere. I genuinely have no idea where that's all come from. And looking at the bank balance, it might not be the best idea to spend it. We will have to get someone in though, because I'm selling Thiago Silva to Real Madrid. He just hasn't really played, and when he has, his pace is an issue. 2.5 million for a 38-year-old is impossible to turn down. I love the guy in real life, but this is ultimately a video game, so we wish him well. Our first game today is Nottingham Forest, who, unlike real life, have started really well and find themselves in 8th. At home we should still be beating them though. Now it's a classic FM23 game really, as we totally dominate the entire match but just don't score our chances. We do eventually find a breakthrough as Raheem Sterling runs down the left, pulls it back for Kante, who finds Kai Havertz to sweep in his 13th of the season. We have numerous chances to add to this, not least Ziyech's free kick which hits the woodwork, but we don't, and as time ticks away, Cesar Azpilicueta just hands the ball to Serge Aurier, and then Fofana intercepts only to just give it straight back to Scarpa to unleash a worldie. Just absolutely terrible defending. 1-1, what a great vision of things to come. Now in order to replace Thiago Silva, I agree a deal for Gerard Piqué on loan from Barcelona for the rest of the season. Obviously someone similarly experienced, a born winner, etc. But the more I think about it, the more I feel it just doesn't solve any issues. He'll cost the same money, if not more, and he's even slower. So instead I signed Jack O'Connell from Sheffield United for 1.8 million. Now you might be saying, why are you signing a championship defender who's literally missed 2 years with a cruciate ligament injury? And that is a very sensible point, but also I don't care. He's left-footed, he's cheap, and I want to help him rebuild his career. Coincidentally, we play Sheffield United next in the FA Cup 3rd round, and I really think I'm going to fall out with this game. This match is beyond inexplicable. We hit the woodwork and had a shot cleared off the goal line in the first minute, then Ryan Brewster proceeds to run riot largely due to my defenders being incapable of basic concentration. We're forced to a replay. The good news keeps coming as Jorginho rejects a new contract from us to accept a lower wage at Real Madrid in the summer, so I think a win against Leicester would be nice, and thankfully we do. I switched Koulibaly to a cover duty and that seemed to make the entire defence actually do their job. Indeed, our goal was due to a fantastic tackle from him, recycling to Sterling who found Ziyech. Encouraging. And then of course we immediately lose to Sheffield United in the replay. I fully rotated and yeah, it was a disaster. I think we just have a fair few terrible players to be honest, as proven when a few days later the first 11 totally crushed Fulham 4-0. A busy summer ahead I think. But some moves now. Trevor Chalobah and I have fallen out several times and his performances have been pretty abject. So I agreed to let him go to Celtic for 16.25 million. It always pains me to see a Cobham graduate leave, but I think it's for the best. I swiftly replaced him with Daniele Rugani from Juventus for a cut price 2.7 million. A bit of a stopgap, but we'll wait till the summer for more money and freedom for a big centre-back purchase. And it's not like he's bad, but yeah, alright, Jack O'Connell was an absolutely terrible signing. Ugh, poor guy. We signed Jorge Cuenca on loan from Villarreal for the rest of the season to replace him. Should have just done that in the first place. We're still comfortably 4th as we face Brentford after our winter break. Southampton are having a ridiculous season, still in 3rd. Can we string some wins together to catch them? Yes, another solid performance across the board, 2-0. Everton are next and I opt to record it, although my computer decides to corrupt the original footage. So here's the recording of the inferior highlights. We have an early goal ruled out due to Sterling being offside, but not long after Fofana grabs a ridiculous 11th for the season with a rebounded effort. We look defensively suspect again though, as first a wonder strike from Decore and then an effort from Neil Mopai put Everton in front. But we keep pressing and just before the break, Ziyech forces an error and Havertz slots home an equaliser. And in the second half we win a penalty which Jorginho converts with ease. 3-2, another great win. We move up to 3rd. We play Forest again next and this time we absolutely put them to the sword. Havertz with his 2nd hat-trick of the season and a debut goal for Rugani. Whisper it quietly, but we've now won 4 Premier League games in a row row. Is that consistency I wanted last time finally here? I fully rotate for the first leg of our Europa League knockout game against Ferencvaros, and the second 11 actually manage a win. It's not especially convincing, but it is a win, and it means we're fully rested for Manchester City. Let's hope it's better than last time. And, well, yeah, it is. A masterful first half attacking display followed by a masterful second half defensive display. We are perhaps lucky that City don't equalise, but who cares? We're actually only 9 points behind them now. Surely not. I can think of nothing better to bring this great winning run to an end than to trust the second 11 to see out the second leg against Ferencvaros, but we need to protect the first 11's fitness with another game in a few days. And oh my god, they so nearly throw it all away. Seriously, how is the second 11 so awful when compared to the first? Aubameyang rescues us from extra time with a 92nd minute goal, seconds after they had a potential winner ruled out. Oh, and Cuenca had a goal line clearance shortly afterwards. The most unrealistic depiction of Roy Keane ever does the draw, and we get Roma in the last 16. Jose and Tammy? It had to be. The month ends with Spurs, and there's no repeat of the 6-1, but it's still a very comfortable win. I've started using shorter passing away from home, and it certainly works here. Some mesmeric football. I can't believe I ever doubted Kai Havertz as a striker. Third is looking much more stable now. What a difference the defensive tweak has made so far. My unflinching managerial prowess is finally given some recognition as we pick up February's Manager of the Month. It's been really amazing. So let's record our game against Manchester United and get battered. We don't look like losing as we dominate from the off, with a sharp move seeing Kante fire us in front. But then a speculative ball from Varane sees Mendy embarrass himself and allow a pensioner to score. We should be well clear though, as Kante hits the woodwork twice before Cucurella scores a lovely solo effort to put us in front again. We have so many chances to kill the game off, but we don't. So obviously Fofana slips up and allows Martial to score an undeserved equaliser. It ends 2-2. They scored both their shots on target. Classic. The first leg against Roma is another frustrating draw. Why did this club sell Tammy Abraham? We face Newcastle and inevitably 2 straight draws gives way to a 3-0 defeat. The good run is definitely over. We actually played fairly well, but some horrendous defending let us down. This isn't a long-term save, but our first youth intake is pretty good from the looks of things, especially this guy. We travel to Rome for the second leg, and it would be good if our form wasn't now bad. Koulibaly has been wretched recently, so I bring in Cuenca so we have a left footer in defence to hopefully give us more balance. Let's see. The Europa League music sounds like the opening of a 90s Batman cartoon, and we could certainly use Batman on our team because, man, we are awful. Kambula heads Roma in front from a corner half an hour in. A slick move sees us hit back through Sterling, but then Kambula scores the exact same goal as before. In the second half, Chilwell picks out Ziyech to head us level again, but then Cuenca secures himself a return to Villarreal next season with whatever this is versus Zaniolo. At that point, the players then give up. I probably shouldn't have subbed 3/4 of the defence in one go, but there we are. Again, why did this club sell Tammy Abraham? 5-2. 6-3 overall, a disgrace. No silverware for us this season. My assistant then informs me that Koulibaly is apparently not handling the pressure of first team football at the club, which is a new feature. Also, how am I supposed to help him with this, Billy? What is this pointless advice? Well, at least we only have the league to focus on for the run-in. I suppose we should record this Liverpool game. We need to beat them if we want to have a hope of getting second. We make a wonderful start as Alisson and Van Dijk make fools of themselves, allowing Havertz to tap in. And then our ascendancy continues as in the second half Hakim Ziyech makes it 2. Things seem to be going too well, and sure enough they boot a long ball forwards and God knows what Rugani thinks he's doing to stop Nunez here. Matip immediately equalises from a corner, and then we basically just stand there as Salah turns the game totally on its head. Ugh. Back-to-back league defeats and only our second loss at home. I do a team meeting and everyone agrees that yes, maybe let's stop being terrible. We get literally no let up though as surprise package Southampton are next, and at least we don't lose. Again, it's just so frustrating as both our goals are due to individual errors and giving the ball away cheaply. West Ham are next and it would have been a travesty not to win this one. I was concerned at 1-1, I mean seriously, but we see it out for a vital win. This stops the rot and opens some breathing space back to 4th, now occupied by Newcastle. We face Wolves next and we can't back up that win though. Numerous wasted chances, Check. Utterly abysmal defending from Fofana to give them an equaliser? Check. Todd, I think we're going to need another 200 million in the summer, mate. We do manage to beat Bournemouth 1-0 and then Crystal Palace 2-1. This brings us to within a few points of securing top 4 and that Champions League money. Not that the supporters care, as they're apparently upset that we didn't challenge for the title this season. I mean, I suppose that is an accurate representation of the Chelsea fan base. We reach the final month of the season. Will it be our final month in charge too? I mean, hopefully not. If we can just beat Aston Villa, we'll secure Champions League football and probably our job. And it's a competitive if uneventful game. This chance for Havertz probably our best. It ends 0-0 though. Second time lucky against Brighton. We're at home, so hopefully. And indeed, it takes a while to get into gear, but Mount squares it for Havertz to put us in front. In the second half, a ball forwards from Kante is expertly dispatched by Mount, and then Jorginho seals it off with a penalty. 3-0. Job done in style. We secure Champions League qualification with 100 million to spend. Not terrible, and it is enough to satisfy the board. We can't finish higher or lower than third, so the final 2 games are meaningless. We draw with Arsenal and then beat Leeds on the final day of the season with another Havertz hat-trick. We end with a pretty good 75 points. We were predicted to finish third, and we have finished third. We conceded the third fewest goals and scored the third most. We are just objectively not as good as City and Liverpool. Also, well done Southampton on getting into the Champions League. So overall, it can't be considered a disappointing league campaign, although the cup performances were absolutely dreadful. Our best 11 is as you would expect, a settled side, and our average ratings are all at least a 7, save for Mendy, Koulibaly and bafflingly Reece James. Impressive campaigns from Jorginho, Fofana, Mount and Kante, but especially for Ziyech and Havertz. Fofana takes both of our Player of the Year awards, which I would certainly question given his number of high profile errors, but oh well. Havertz is our top scorer with an outstanding 31 goals, while Ziyech gets an exceptional 20 assists. Havertz's tally is enough to see him win the Golden Boot for players not called Erling Haaland, while he and Fofana both make the Team of the Year. Mendy also comes third in the Golden Glove. Now the board's expectations have dropped somewhat, and they now only want Champions League qualification again next season, which is pretty good. So yeah, we've certainly met expectations. Nothing special, nothing terrible, and most importantly, we're not sacked. So there can be a season 2. A busy summer ahead though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.